Hello everyone, welcome to Botany Insider. So this is the second lecture for the developmental biology unit. I hope you have watched the first lecture in which we had the introduction about developmental biology, that what it was and what are the various important terms that we had to keep in mind. So in this particular lecture, we'll be dealing with the topic of morphogens. It is again one of the most important topic from this unit, and also many questions have been asked previously from this topic. Before starting the video, if you haven't yet joined me on the Telegram channel, search Botany Insider for you to get all the updates of all the videos that I post plus the practice question that I upload. And also, if you're new to my channel, do not forget to subscribe to it. So this was about it. Let's understand about it, what morphogens are all about. The very first point is that it acts as the basic unit of the developmental biology. What does this mean? So as we call the cell as the fundamental and the basic unit for life, in the same manner, the morphogens are the basic unit of the developmental biology. That means the morphogens are dependent, or the complete developmental biology is working on the basis of the morphogens, and on the morphogens concentration, not on morphogen but its concentration. That is the complete work in the developmental biology. All the processes that occur, they lead or they depend upon the morphogen concentration. That is, in an area, let's consider we have less concentration of the morphogen, and in the other area we have more concentration. So the area in which there is more concentration, there would be more or a better response to the specific signal. They act as a signaling molecule, we have just discussed, and they are able to cause or determine the morphogenesis. Now, what is morphogenesis? So we have learnt about a bit of it in our previous classes. That is, morphogenesis is that when we study about a frog's developmental stages in our lower classes, that is 5th or 6th class, we have learnt about that it undergoes a process known as metamorphosis. What does this mean? So metamorphosis is that when a particular organism undergoes various developmental stages in order to convert into a adult, that is what is morphogenesis. So the morphogens are actually able to cause, or they are able to determine the morphogenesis. Now, what is the nature? We have just understood that it acts as a signaling molecule and it is a chemical substance or a chemical factor. Now what? So it must be having some of the nature. So we can say that it acts as the very first thing as a paracrine factor. Now what is a paracrine factor? We'll be dealing about these terms in the cell signaling unit, but for the time being, just remember that we have a cell and one more cell. So when one particular cell releases some chemical molecules, it impacts the other cell. So paracrine factor, we have three main factors: autocrine, paracrine, and the other ones. We'll understand about all of them in the cell signaling. So paracrine is the one which produced or which is produced in one area and it travels to the other area and again act over there. That is, paracrine is the one which works in the distinctive location in comparison to its source cell. It set the concentration gradient. The cell fate depend upon the concentration of the morphogens. Now what is cell fate? This is what we have discussed in our previous lecture of the developmental biology. I have provided the link of the same in the description box. Check that video out for a better understanding. The function is dependent upon the concentration. We have just discussed, that is, in an area in which there is less concentration and the other area in which there is more concentration, so the area with more concentration would function in a better way. It spreads from the source location and it develops the gradient. So we have just discussed that it is produced in the source area, it works as a paracrine factor and it travels to the area where it actually need to work, and because of this traveling, because of this functioning, the from the source cell to the work area, there occurs a difference in the concentration gradient. It results in the differentiation of the cell fate. Now what is differentiation? This is also we have discussed in the previous lecture. I would highly recommend you watch that video for a better understanding. You will be able to understand about these terms. These terms would be repeated many a times in the complete developmental biology. So it's important for you to have your basics clear first. So watch that video and get your basics clear, and it provides the information we have just discussed. Now what could be the nature of the morphogens? So if we look at the nature, it could either be a simple compound, that is example retinoic acid. It could be a carbohydrate, a transcription factor. It could be a protein, vitamin, a fat, or any substance. So we can see we have a diverse range of nature for a morphogenic compound. Now in previous year a question was asked about the nature itself, so that's the reason why I have uploaded this particular slide. So do not forget to clear off the topics and then solve the previous year questions. Now what is morphogenesis? We have just discussed. So it is the process of creation of a structure or a form. Now the chemical agent, that is the morphogen, it could cause or determine the morphogenesis. We have just discussed about this. Now we have one topic of morphogenic gradient, that is what is morphogenic gradient. So these gradients derive the process of the differentiation of the unspecialized stem cell into the different cell types and ultimately forming all the tissues or the organs of the body, and it is involved in the conditional specification. What is conditional specification? We'll deal about this in the next lecture of the developmental biology. Just remember about this in this particular lecture, that the morphogenic gradient is involved in first, that is the conditional specification, and also these gradient, that is the morphogenic gradient or the difference in the concentration of the morphogenic gradient, actually it derives the process of the differentiation of the unspecialized stem cell. Now what is differentiation and what is unspecialized stem cell, हमने ये सब last video में discuss किया है. So you have to watch that video for a better understanding. Now we'll understand about that what is or how the working of the morphogenic gradient actually occurs, or the morphogens actually occurs. It's very simple. You just have to remember a simple concept, that is, consider we have these two cells. The first thing that we have remembered is, or we have just learned, is that it is a paracrine factor, or it works in the paracrine factor. So let's say in this particular area we have the source location, and this is the area in which the actual working has to be done. So in this source area, let's say the concentration of the morphogen is very low, and it travels to the next area by the help of any of the factor. We need not to go into the depth of that, and because of this traveling, because of the paracrine concentration, what happens is there occurs increase in the concentration of the work area. Now there occurs a difference in the concentration gradient, or the gradient gets formed in this area, and as a result the area in which there is high concentration, the working is done, and the final process of the morphogenesis or any of the working that is this particular morphogen is dependent upon or is functioning for in that particular work, is completed. So this was about the functioning. So there are few important points that you have to remember about the morphogens. That first thing is that what morphogens are all about. Second thing is that what is the nature of the morphogen. Third thing is what is the working or what is the functioning of the morphogens all about, and also about the gradient that the morphogens form in order to function for the same. So this was all that I wanted to share in this particular video. I hope this video was helpful for you. If yes, do let me know in the comment sections below, and also do not forget to join me on the Telegram channel. And also if you like this video, please do like, share it with your friends, and also do not forget to hit the subscribe button. So thank you so much everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you very soon with more informative videos on developmental biology and other topics as well. So thank you so much everyone for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.